Hey, juniors, hoping that you had a great weekend and that you're ready to kind of get back to work and see what we've got going on here the last week of the semester before we hit finals. Want to go ahead and do this video. I'm recording it Sunday night. It'll actually be for Monday the 6th and for Tuesday the 7th. Okay, so it'll be for both of those days. What we've got is if you go to classwork, um, under classwork, you'll see tomorrow's date, 12/7. Okay. This actually was originally 12/3. It was Friday, and we kind of just pushed this back a little bit. Okay. So, what we're looking at here is wrapping up all the pieces that we have. We're going to work on that Tuesday, Monday on the 6th, and kind of working to get all the pieces put together so that we really have everything we need that we can write the constructed response on Tuesday, the 7th. So I'm going to do both of those pieces all at once here. If you go into the assignment for December the 7th, and again, we're going to work on it. We've been working on it actually last week. We're going to work on it again today, finish it up, and then tomorrow we'll be ready to do the constructed response. When you go in here, you're looking for that slide deck that we've been putting all of our notes on, okay? That light blue theme development slide deck. You'll also notice here that the TPAC information sheets are here. That way, when you do get to the constructive response on the 7th, that on Tuesday, the 7th, you are ready to dive kind of into that, okay? Let's take a look at um, that slide deck, the notes we've been putting all the pieces together. And just real quickly, make sure that we have a really good understanding of that because each day we kept putting in a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So we kind of tried to pull all those pieces together. On slide 2, and this was from the article where they kind of talked about what it was like for a child in the Puritan age. We wanted to find 3 areas of then and now comparisons, right? What was it like then and what was it like now that we could use as comparisons? And then on slide 3, we wanted the pros and cons of living in the Puritan era. On Tuesday, we started reading the article just called Puritan Life. And this one, we asked you when you read that, you were supposed to annotate it and find um, the supporting details. We gave you the main idea that Puritan life was not detrimental, that it was actually beneficial. There were some positives to it, unlike what many people might think of that Puritan time. And you were supposed to annotate that and find supporting details for that main idea. You were to pull 3 of them and list them here. On slide 5, you would take one of those and explain why it was so important. What was the significance of that? Slide 6, 7, and 8 gave you some examples of what we were going to do with the symbolism on the choice reading. Remember, you were to pick either the minister's black veil or the devil and Tom Walker. You were only to read one of them. You could pick from either one. It didn't matter which one you picked, but you only read one. As you read it, you're supposed to annotate that. Remember how we talked about how to identify the questions, the things we don't understand, the important pieces. What are the important things out of this article to know or this story to know? And then we talked about the theme, the characterization, the setting, and the symbols. Because what you were going to do on slide 10, 11, and 12 was to pull 3 symbols from the text, and you're going to put them here. In that, you're going to say, what was the symbol? Pull a quote so we knew what it looked like in the text, and then your explanation of it. Notice here on slide 6, 7, and 8, we gave you those examples. We showed you what that would look like, and we pulled those from Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God that we had previously read. Now, the goal is to be done with all of this on Monday the 6th, so that on Tuesday the 7th, all you have to do then is get into the constructed response. Now, this is the last learning check. This is the last regular semester grade that you will get before finals. So on Tuesday, the 7th, we're going to be doing the constructive response. Here, you're going to be answering the question, okay, that we've posed for you. And that question is right here on the assignment notes. Almost all the works by Puritan writers reflect their religious convictions, and all the works that you've read this week either explain those religious convictions, how we might see that their lives and their day-to-day lives, or illustrate those beliefs by showcasing them in the character's action. How is the Puritans' religious devotion expressed in the literature and influence the storyline? Use at least one of the nonfiction articles to identify those religious beliefs and at least two instances from the fiction text that you read. So now there's a lot there, but remember the prompt is very straightforward. How do we see this? We've said that here's the influences. How do we see it in the literature? And probably the best way to approach that is to use those nonfictions to say, here is an influence. And then to use the fiction, here's how we see that. That would be the easiest and best way to approach this. Now, this does imply then that you're going to have three examples from the text that you've read. Now, a lot of times I know in the constructive response, you've only had to have one. There's three this time. So you have to have one from the nonfiction, two from the reading, the story that you had. Okay. And then you have your nonfiction text here: Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, Life in the Puritan Community, Puritan Life. The fiction text that you could use Minister Black Veil or The Devil and Tom Walker. I did not list it here, but I would be okay if you reach back into the Crucible and use that as well, because that was really the first place that we saw that. The constructor response is due on Tuesday, and you are going to put that on the last slide of your notes. Okay, your note slide deck, you're going to put it on the last slide. Now, one thing to remember, it is labeled 12.3 on your drive. It'll say 12.3. Okay, that was originally when it was due. We just kind of pushed it back a little bit. Okay, so again, as you are kind of wrapping things up for this semester, and you're kind of getting to, trying to put things back into. Trying to give yourself the best chance at success and make this look the best that you can as the semester ends. Please make sure you're reaching out for help. If don't suffer in silence. If you need something, please reach out. Ask Miss McGuire or I for help. We do want you to be successful. We do want your grades to be reflective of your abilities. But again, this video will go for Monday the 6th and Tuesday the 7th. Good luck, everybody.